I'm awake. It's late. We have pretty late tonight, guys. It's always hard for me. My wife, she does the bagel things on the bagel nights. It's a late night for me usually. Late night in those bagel nights. Let's see if I can get the color of this light working better. That's a little better. I'm not going to worry about it too much. Okay, we're going to work on getting the water buoyancy to reflect on our objects in the water. So the shader is providing our heights for water. And so we're going to adjust said water. We're going to apply forces based off of where the water height is and the object is in position 2. All that stuff. So okay. So well, we're gonna do this to first. I guess we're gonna do it to ourselves first. The give me just a second. There we go. Redstone, what's up, man? There's our ship in the ocean, bouncing around. All right, so now we need to move the camera up. All right, it works. All right, let's move the camera up. It's just too bouncy. All right, but it works. It works. It's bouncing so much. Yeah, it runs really good. The waves and everything work good on my my laptop. Okay, we're a little too floaty. So let's make ourselves a little heavier. So the ocean waves right now are pretty choppy, so we could definitely adjust them. This fucking thing's bouncing around so funny. I tried using a water shader, but the edge detection was working, and I'm bad at shaders. Ah, yeah. As am I, my friend. As am I. I'm gonna double the weight. Boing. Look at how bouncy we are. Alright, let's make our waves less bouncy. Height, let's move it down to 1. Are we fucking serious right now? What the hell's going on? Why are we bouncing so much? Sounds like fucking World War III outside our neighborhood. Gotta pick up those beer cans. Whoa! Okay, we're not colliding with that cube anymore. It's masked as floaty. We're supposed to be floaty. We don't have a collision mesh. And we want to... How's all your stuff going, Red? 5. Let's do 4. Okay. All right, we're looking like something. .4K ray tracing. That's what makes games good, is they look really good. It doesn't matter how they play or any of that stuff, right? All right. We are bouncing like a mother effer. So I just want to be able to see it when it submerges. Is that too much to ask for? I mean, we can stop. We can. I think we can get our bounciness going. Fallen, how's it going, by the way? So looks are all that matter. I didn't know that. This is good to know. Let's make our collision for the Alright, now we should be able to hit that box and actually bump into it. There we go. Nope. Oh, you know what? It's probably because we're at runtime. Clunk. Now we're stuck. We're stuck! We're stuck on the box. There we go. Get off the box! Oh no, we gotta wait for the wave to come. Come on, wave. I gotta get off the box. No. Alright. Yeah, that's working. Working with multiplayer, nice. I've done some tests. Okay, so that's got to be the angular drag. Not being the same. Whoa! Whoa! Okay, so that's way too much. But if we match... All right. Well, we're getting somewhere. Okay. Let's try to apply forces. So they were using probes. I think that's fine. So on our player controller, why are these so low to where we are? Oh, because it's not a Okay, so we have 4 probes now. And then what we'll do is we'll cycle through the probes just like this. Okay. Sorry, buddy. Wasser. The explosions. I do not like the explosions. Okay, so we have each position of the probe. So now we should be bouncing around, but we want to turn off... where is it? Axis lock. Okay, so we should bounce around with the water now. Oops. Oh, we need to get children. Oh, God. Alright, we're not gonna do that yet. I know what's going on, but I really don't want to deal with this right now. I say do it, Red. Go for it. Go for it, cup. Dude, I don't know what's going on with our forward momentum. It's like the water drag. If we lower the water drag, angular drag, it's acting weird. Do I have the numbers invert? It's a damn angular drag is this way. This is insane that I can go this crazy fast. It doesn't make any sense to me right now. All right. I've got an understanding of this, so let's try and let's get rid of these meshes here. And we're gonna try and make these ships. We're gonna make. We've got collectibles. We need like automaton, movable. We need shit that can move. What do we call it? Vessels. Vessel. Okay. And so we've got a massive script here. We can get rid of this. Save. What's that at? Vessel. Well, hang on. Let's save vessel. Main vessel. Script here. Node 3D. Class name. Vessel. Okay. Enum. Type. And then we're going to go ahead and look at our assets and use that to determine the different kinds. Let's just kind of throw some shit in here. Fan. Ooh, a boat with fan. Does this allow us to... Yeah, we can spin the fan. Wrong way. Wrong way. There we go. Okay, so that's cool. Arrow. Sailboat. Okay. All of these need to be So we're just inheriting all of these scenes so that we can do our instantiation the way we need to do it. Dude, is this the same thing for fucking hours? I'm done. So we need to update the stream title here. God, there's gotta be an easier way to automate some of this shit. Like, I could write a script, but... Cargo, we don't need any of this. Okay, so we've got all of our vessels saved, the meshes for them. So actually in our main scene, we're gonna start to cache more and more things here. Got all this preload stuff. We are getting to the point where we're gonna probably do our old faithful load, single load screen. Let's look at. I don't want to do it, but I might as well. Nobody gives a shit right now. Nobody's watching. I can do whatever the hell I want. I don't have to entertain anyone. I actually don't know if anyone's watching. I check. Is anyone watching? Yeah, somebody out there is watching. All right. All right. Well, we're gonna get the loading. The loading stuff going here. So we got a lot of this figured out. I figured this out a while ago. It's going to be a little different compared to the Hexagon game. Like for the vessels, for instance, we're going to want to... Let's figure this out. We're going to say... Here they all are. I need some big ass lookup. Var vessels lookup. And we're going to say vessel type, and we'll have a big ass enum for that. Boat fan, boat, fishing, small. See, that's weird. Boat fishing small. Okay. You know what we haven't done it. There are a bunch of pirate things that we didn't include in this. Ship. We have ship small and ship small ghost. What does that look like? Let's see. Ship small ghost. Ghost. Okay, and then ship small. These are our two. Okay. Ghost. Okay, we gotta do the pirates. Pirates. Arr. Oh, the pirates. I see. Ship small ghost. Let's look at the mesh resource surface material. Where are we coming from? Texture. Color map. Okay, but is the material critically, is the material is the material itself unique, or are we, because I think we have to see, I don't know, we're not all sharing a material. So that means we're bad for the GPU. How do we... See, some of this stuff we actually want to script. Because we do... fuck. Alright, we're not going to care about that. We do want to care about it, but we're not going to right now. But like, we want to be connected to the Blender export, and then only create. It's using the same texture. It's just not sharing a material, and we could. I don't know what that means. I think everything technically has its own... I don't know. Ship ghost. And then ship small. Is that the same ship small as the other one? That sure as hell didn't look like ship small. Yeah, these are different. Yeah, that sure looks different. Ship ghost. Ship small ghost. Ship ghost and ship small ghost are identical between these two. And ship medium is ship small from the other thing. So this is really ship small. He's not making any sense right now. This guy's crazy. Okay. See, we just overwrote ship large, which is this, and for us, it's this. Okay, that's correct. Ship medium didn't exist, that's good. Pirate! Ah, pirate. Pirate smaller. Oh, teensy tiny pirate. Teensy tiny pirate. We're the smartest little pirate there ever was. Oh. Yes. And shipwreck. Might as well have one. That is broken. Okay. Now we have them all. So let's go back to our code here and start getting the vessel. Oh, the vessel. What is the secret weapon? Assets. Vessels. There we go. Saw so many vessels. Here's what we could do. Let's make a static class called load. Because this is going to start to really fill up some stuff here. Load. Okay. Now we're going to take all of the load shit, except this enum is going to be out in main. I want to keep the enum in main, but this like giant list of shit, this can go in the load. The load! Okay, and then vessel lookup. Vessels. I don't remember if I did this with the new ones. There we go. Okay. Now, what does the structure of this dictionary look like? It is a main vessel, comma, string. That is what it's going to be comprised of. And then main here, we need to start. This is what sucks about the goddamn editing stuff. So boat fan, fishing small, boat, house, boat, house, and so on. Boat row large. Boat row small. Okay, so we can get rid of these guys. Okay. How do you break this stuff up and not have it look so bad? So I'm not doing this. Okay. I'm just going to say this out loud. I'm not doing this for clean code reasons. I'm doing this for strictly project organization. I'm creating another file that is going to be another set of statics. config.vesseltype.boatfan. I could call it global stat. Another static. Let's move this into here. So then our load is going to be config.vessel. And then extends node, class name, config, load, class name, load, static. Okay, and then we don't need this big ass list here. We're getting there though. Calm down, we're gonna get there. Close, and we can close the rest of the shit. Oh god, I hate. God, this is so. Control W, okay. Okay. Config vessel type. Okay. Now we have to finish pumping this out, and now we can kind of. I can structure this like this and not feel so bad about having a giant file to scroll through. So this is strictly organizational, has nothing to do with. It's not a clean code thing. Boat, sail, clean code TM, and then A, and then ba. Okay. And then there's a billion speedboats. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. J, I, H, G, F. Dude, intoxication test by having to do the alphabet backwards is fucking bonkers. You're guaranteed, that's a guaranteed fail. Like, that's just bullshit set up for you to fail. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it! It's a trap! Boat, tow, A. All the way to C. No. Boat, tow, A, bull. Alright. Boat tug. Ah. Why is he doing all this? What's he doing? What is he doing right now? Why is he doing all this? Okay, can get rid of all that. Almost done. Oh. Ah. I don't understand. Ship cargo. Ah. Through C. Boop, boop. C and B. Goodbye. And then we have a bunch of ships. Ship underscore something. And there's just a bunch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Ship ghost. Ghost! Ship large. Ship medium. Purple. Ship ocean liner. Ocean liner small. Ship pirate large. Ship pirate medium. Ship pirate small. And then ship small. Ship small ghost. Ship ghost small. We're going to call it. And then shipwreck. Okay. Alright, so now we have our enum for vessel type all squared away. And what we're going to do is we're going to go through one more time the vessels. We're going to drag all these in. Why though? Why is he doing this? And these are going to be up in here. So this is going to be our lookups. All right, bros. So this is intentional. We can use the enum now to grab the scene. This may become an array. What you got there, buddy? What is it? My dog is destroying one of my kids' toys. It happens occasionally. Okay. Ship vessel scene path lookup. How's that sound? Ship vessel type dot boat fan. Okay, and then the rest of these, same deal, colon, space. And we're just gonna... Can we multi-cursor in Godot? Does anyone know? Does anyone know if we can multi-cursor? Because this would make life a little bit easier. A tiny bit. Godot multi-cursor. Godot GD script editor. Multi-cursor. Multiple carrots. Alt. Left click. Okay. Oh, lovely. Now you just pray you don't click wrong. Zoom and enhance. Son of a bitch! What happened to... Damn it. Can I just hold down? No, I can't. I'm moving things when I do that. Okay. God bless it. Oh, this saves so much time. Does it? Because I feel like if I was just... I'm not going to say it. This is why you want Vim, boys. Because this is an embarrassing waste of time. Once you have something like Vim. This is heinous. Okay. Yay! We saved a minuscule amount of time. Boat fishing small. Boathouse Boathouse B. And so on. So we can do like this. C and then D. Look at that. Boat row small, not large. Boat row small. Boat sail and boat sail ba, and boat speed A, all the way down to J, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. Okay. Boat tow A. And then B. And then boat tow tug. All the way down to B. Ship cargo A, B, and C. Ship ghost. This is where everything gets a little jank. So we'll just do the rest. Ship, 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 ship. Okay. Ship large. Ship medium. Ship ocean liner. Ocean liner small. Ship pirates large. Pirate medium. Pirates small. Oops, we misspelled pirate. How embarrassing. ship small. Ship small. Ship ghost small. That was the one we changed. And then shipwreck. Okay. So we've pulled in quite a lot here, and we are going to continue working. This is long and boring stuff. All right, we have our config, different vessel types. Good. We separated it all out because we're trying to keep this main a little bit clean. Let's change type of main to node. We're slowly getting everything moved over to our monolith that we usually build out. We're gonna copy. I don't think I can copy across projects, can I? Like, I can't take all this and just copy it over to a different project, right? Copy. No. That's not that big of a deal. Loading, grid container, and then we have a progress bar and a load label. Control. We call it loading. Grid container. Progress bar. And la blah. Okay, and if we go over here, we make it big. We center this one. Go like that. And then these two sons of bitches, we expand like that. Okay. So there's our jank small simple load bar thing to start with. What's going to happen is this scene, we're going to get rid of all of this. And we're going to make it appear after we've loaded everything that we're going to need for the game. Okay? And we're just going to have everything we need ready to go. So, like, this preload shit's going away. And from now on, this is just how I gotta build structures of projects. Because this is where I just gravitate towards doing it this way. So, if we look at what we did here, yeah, we have a load var. Yeah, we remember now. It's all coming back to us. It's all coming back to us now. So what is main right now is really in our current game. What is main now is actually going to be called game. It's a core game code. So I suppose what we could do is get that set up. So we could just rename this to Game. Game! We have main in here. These two scenes here, we're going to put them here. And then we're going to rename to game this one. And then we're going to create a new one. And this... Let's duplicate this scene. Okay. And now we're going to delete all of this stuff. And let's just confirm that we have it in the game scene. We do. Okay, and we can get rid of loading here. Okay, and this is going to be called detach this script. Let's script is it pointing to now? This is pointing to game. Okay. So that's what we want for game. Then we go back to main. Main is pointing to game, and we want it to point it to main. Okay. So now we have our base little land here. Var loading true. Here's begin small humble beginnings. We are now going to begin to write the code to load the game. He's writing the code to load the game. What will it look like? Scientists say. So we're gonna have a ready func. And so we're gonna do something here. And then we're gonna have a process func. And we're gonna do something here. Now, the ready function is going to tell, hey, thread load a bunch of shit. Okay, brah? So we need to build the shit that we're gonna load. So this scene path, for instance, all this shit. We're gonna preload all this. So what we need is a way of knowing what of the stuff that we're loading, like where are we keeping it, you know, that kind of thing. Like the vessels are something and this is something and so on and so forth, right? Var vessel pool vessel packed scene pool. I think we're gonna do it this way because I think we're gonna have the packed scenes loaded, and then we are going to instance the boats. I think we are going to instance those when we need them. So, but we'll have all the scenes ready to go, preloaded. Var pack scene pool is going to be an array of packed scenes. And we're gonna size this. Do we need to resize it at the start here? Probably. Config vessel type size. So the size of our enum for vessel type, we're gonna resize the pack scene array. We're then going to, we need here we will place an enum. You know what? Put loading in load. Let's close out game. Let's close out all this shit. I'm trying to break everything before a regular stream. Usually stream in the mornings, right? On the weekdays. So I'm trying to break everything before we get to that stream. So it's just like, hey guys, I'm back. And it's almost like nothing changed, but I actually did a bunch of stuff. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab a soda. I'm gonna let my dog out. The Vietnam War of Firecrackers is apparently over. So we are going to let him out. I don't think he's gonna go running away because it's settled down. I'll be right back. Who's outside? Outside, buddy? Alright, I'm back. I got myself a little snack. Let's get back to work. Let's see here. Okay, so our default loading state is to load. If loading. Alright, so then, and we need it to be static. Good. A night stream, that's right. A night stream. 4th of July, baby. Not anymore, though. It's over. It's over even in the Pacific border of the states. So only still 4th of July in Hawaii. Maybe Alaska? I'm not. Is Alaska in Pacific time zone? Thank you. Yeah. I know some people associate current political event X with celebrating the country. And so for some people it's like, what's there to celebrate? But I don't really feel that way. But I'm also not like, yeah, yay for what's happening right now. I'm not too keen on that either. How are you doing, Tapper? Oh, gotta let my dog in. Hang on a sec. Come on in, handsome pants. Come on in. Come on in, handsome pants. Come on. Oh, who's the best German Shepherd? Oh, I know who he is. I know who's your best German Shepherd. He's right here. His name is Calvin. Yeah. Oh my goodness. He's your best German Shepherds. Not much. Getting up at 8 a.m. like an overachiever. Oh, man. My dad was like, oh, it's like a 5 a.m.er. He was a 5 a.m.er. Yeah. Didn't rub off on me. There was a period of time when it did. But kid number 2 really killed the get up early enthusiasm. Actually, recent life events really just kind of said fuck you to that. Woo! My precious crackers. Okay. Let's call it, Okay. So we're gonna have pack scene groups, and for each pack scene group, we're gonna trigger the preload of each pack scene group. I feel like it makes you tired at night, actually. That's like the cowboy thing to do. It's like, oh, I'm gonna go to sleep. Better make me some coffee. Isn't there something to that? Like a midday, like drinking coffee in the middle of the day and taking like a 15-minute nap. Like just like for, I think for a lot of people, like will kick them back awake. But yeah, at night it's like a nightcap. Oh yeah. Thanks for reminding me. Thank you so much for reminding me. Yeah, I saw your DM. I'm so sorry. Give me a sec. All right, so where do I just kind of find a spot? Yeah. No, I won't. Um, how does this work? Oh shit. Okay, it's making me sign in. Continue with Discord. Oh damn it! It's gonna make me. No. Just let me go to it. Skip. Okay, I think it's connecting it back in. It's connecting. Let me try it again. Connecting. I'm signed in. I wonder if now do you have to approve me or something? Because now that I actually signed in, I can't see it. What the hell? It's just stuck on connecting. Okay, I'll close out the browser. And I'll click on the link again. Ah, okay. Now can I? Yes, now I can. Okay. How do I change the brush size? God, it's so fucking hard to write with a damn mouse. But I do like the handwritten look. How do you move the damn thing? Like, I want to look around. Do I seriously have to leave? Why am I not writing now? Because I'm white. Why am I white? God damn it! Where's the dropper tool? Now I don't have the same color. Ah! All right. What's with my sound? Something wrong? Oh, the noise on the mic? It's because it's like 1,000,000 degrees here, and that's the AC kicking on. Even though it's the middle of the night. So it's like making a lot of noise. I could shut it off and sweat for you. All right, Tapper, I think I'm done. I think I got it. I don't have to save, right? How's it going, Doddle? Happy 4th. He's fine. The fireworks around here start like 2 weeks before and end 2 weeks after. So there's kind of a crescendo. And so I've been walking him around the neighborhood. Yesterday especially, there were fireworks going off like right around him and everything, and he was doing okay. And we just keep him in the house when it's going on, just to, you know, he feels safe. But the pug, he's new, so he's having a little bit of a hard time of it. Same as here in the Midwest house right now. They like to shoot off guns here while being extremely drunk. Jesus. I don't think there's any of that going on around here. I'll turn off the fan for now. That should help with the sound. Doddle's sensitive ears. Did you do anything? Or did you just kind of chill out at home? select scene so we can give it a type. That'll help speed it up even more. We're not going to do this. Sarah, what's up? People driving drunk around here is common on the 4th as well, so I tend to avoid it most years. Plus, I don't want to leave my cat alone while she's freaking out. Yeah. Anyone didn't blow off their fingers? It happens every year. I haven't checked the news yet. Sorrow, happy America Day. A whole fireworks factory exploded. What? Today? On the 4th of July, this happened. In California, of all places. Doddle's all about explosions. I feel like Doddle's shared other things blowing up. Like that Chinese place that just goes up in flames. Oh, is it louder than on New Year's? Oh, the fireworks? Yeah, yeah, there's way more fireworks on the 4th than on New Year's. Yeah. No, it's insane. New Year's not so much. Yeah. New Year's is a tough one because it's like, hey, stay up till 12. And it sounds great when you're young, and then as you get older, you're like, you know, I'm cool. I think I'll just go to bed. I'm cool. More drunks on New Year's. Yeah. New Year's definitely brings on a lot more drinking. 4th is more about daytime, like the sun is still up, getting drunk. New Year's is like the dangerous, hey, it's after midnight and I'm blazed, and I think it's a good idea to drive home drunk, which is the worst kind. What is this water thingy for cricket? Do you barbecue on the 4th? Yeah, we did. Barbecue. Took the dogs for a walk. We didn't end up using the pool. It actually rained the night before. But the weather was perfect. The weather was perfect. Barbecue. Really depends. Yeah. We sometimes you go, like, if you're in a state like California where it's like setting off a firework, like, it lands you in jail because you could burn down the whole state. If you want to see fireworks, you have to go somewhere. Doddle, do you know about that year that all the San Diego fireworks all went off at the exact same time instead of it was like a firing malfunction and every single firework went off instead of, like, you know, the timing that was supposed to happen, and it just looked like German's barbecue, hell yeah. Dude, it's all about the sausage. Bratwurst, yeah. That's all about, like, the meats. Good old meats. Hell yeah. Is it, do Germans I imagine would do, like, kebabs, right? Is kebab German? Is that a German word? In Nevada, you can basically explode a small bomb and everything is legal. It's Turkish. That's right. Yeah. Donner. Donner. Hmm. I'll pretend like I can say that. Yeah, in the States, like barbecue sauce is like literally an entire aisle in a grocery store will be dedicated to like barbecue sauces and hot sauce. Like those two things have like a dedicated an entire section of a grocery store. Um it's insane. And I don't quite understand it, frankly, because to me they all are kind of the same. Sadly, not related. Not part of the empire. Yeah. So we'll still do that. Here's what we'll do. Okay. Yeah, I feel like I'm more of a marinade person than a barbecue person. Just looking at this super quick, I have the exact same setup with dictionary, two scenes for the folder, for the loader. Seems like the proper way. Yeah. No, so the way I do it is, the way I've started to do it is, I have my root scene is this really small thing here. It's just like a node. And then I have like this really generic load window that we can style and make into something, right? So I do like a monolith load. We load everything we need for the game in, and then we're just sort of done loading for the rest of the game. And once we've loaded, we actually nuke this control here, and then we build the scene tree out. And then I've just stopped using globals. Yeah. What kind of marinade? I'll kind of just make it up. Like, I like to marinate chicken and stuff like that. Like, if we're barbecuing, but I'll look one up or something, you know. I'm high as fuck and I have the munchies. You know, this is gonna sound really gross, Doddle, but I've discovered this. I'm gonna share this. Don't judge me, Tapper. If you get the Ritz crackers and then you get American cheese and you split it up into fours and you put one of the fourths of an American cheese on the Ritz cracker, it tastes exactly like cheese in a can being sprayed on it. So I'm going to let you have that one. It works in a pinch. I'm a sucker for cheese in a can, but it has been probably 2 decades since I've had it. But damn, I love cheese in a can. Toddles in the mountains. Cheese in a can, Moliskio. Cheese in a can. That is hottest take I've heard here. Isn't it from Hamburg, Germany? Yeah, hamburgers come from Hamburg, right? But I think there might actually be some confusion about that. Like, it may be a Pennsylvania Dutch thing, the hamburger. The jalapeno dip in the chip aisle, so good. Speaking of just horrible foods for you, flaming hot Cheetos and a Coke is like just so nice. It's so nice. It hits so good sometimes. Again, I haven't had it in forever, but it is a nice combo. There's also this Mexican candy that I like, Lucas. There's different kinds of it. But there's like a Lucas candy that I love. I guess it's a name and not a word. I'm yeah, Tapper. I'm Schultz, and I'm definitely saying that wrong, but yeah. And we got Ellis Island. Our the last name, the spelling of it got changed with my grandparents coming in. They moved here when it was Prussia. I believe it was still. Yeah, except we have a T after the L. I don't know why. There is a debate. Yeah. I think So, yeah, my grandparents were hardcore. They came to the States and they started a church, and they lived. My father literally lived on a farm. They were like old school. Like he was born and raised on a farm. Like literally, like the food that they grew is what they ate, kind of thing. So I don't know what I know it was a Christian church, but I'm not sure what sect. It wasn't Catholic, but it was like see, now that my mom's passed, I can't just go and ask her. 'Cause she'd actually know. Um 25% German. See, I feel like the percentage thing is silly. To percentage like race, or to, I don't know, I won't go on my race rant, but I think it's funny to be like, oh, I'm 7/10 Cherokee or whatever. It's like, because for me, the thing I always say is like, that's like saying I'm 50% Boy Scout because my dad was in the Boy Scouts or some shit, you know? Like, it's just like, it doesn't work that way. It's like, well, my grandparents were German, but I'm not. So I'm making it up. I just feel like it's so funny. It's like, it's all funny stuff. Yeah, I feel like eating fish in the States is actually kind of a very dangerous act. We still, for some reason, I believe we still have like there's a lot of like, there's still a lot of lead in fish, I believe. Have you had your DNA analyzed? No. No. I don't want to make it easier for the feds to find me. But yeah, my grandparents were really nice. Very quiet. Didn't talk a lot. um, so I have nothing to lose. Yeah, I got fingerprinted at some point. I worked for a bank, so I think they had to fingerprint me when I worked there. 23andMe's Postgres DB's got to be a juicy one. Hell yeah. Um, yeah, unfortunately though, with my grandparents, there is a little bit of suspicious stuff about when they came to the States, timeline wise. What we've been told and what records show don't line up. And it's like, I wonder what's going on there. For all I know, I have a tracker in me because that's a high clearance. So I'm F to whatever happens. Yeah. How you feeling about all that ice stuff? That's real good. I'm feeling great about that shit. I was saying the other day on the stream, we have secret courts and now we have secret police. This is going swimmingly. Anyways, let's continue on with what we're doing here. So we're going to get our thread load status here. Dude, it's fucking gross. No badges. Well, no name tags. No fucking badge number. And these guys look like goddamn hillbillies. It's embarrassing from just like a logistical thing. But I also like wouldn't be surprised if some of these guys were just January 6 people that are just like loyal, because they look like fucking hicks. Yeah, no, it's not good. It's not good. And it isn't safe, and it isn't, we don't want to head in this direction. And what's concerning to me is that what happens with this stuff is one side does it, and the other one side's like, oh, we could do that. And then they're like, okay. And so from that perspective, it's really concerning to me. Just because, like, generally when these things sort of happen, it's like an arms race in the political scape. No, it's 100%. It's really, I mean, it's eerily weird. Like the January 6th thing, a lot of people just got roped into it that were just useful idiots. That's the term I'll use. But it's very reminiscent of like some sort of like brown coat fucking incident. And then you have the, like, I don't know, guys. History has echoes. And it's just a little like, hey guys, this is not good. Dude, I feel like I died at some point and came into some dark comedy and the world was kooky as fuck. This is what I've always told my friends is like, everything is so crazy right now that I must be on my deathbed and this is just my brain's neurons just randomly firing off some last dream because it can't be happening. I feel bad for any kids in the world coming into. That's so the way that I'm sort of like raising my kids is to just like, I don't want you guys to be suckers. So like I'm trying to like really try to gear them up for, in a non-paranoid way and in just a preparatory way of like testing them and trying things out with them to see where their critical thinking skills are at, is like, hey, is everyone always telling the truth? Does everyone have your best interests at heart all the time? Who, you know, like, there's just a lot of stuff where I'm trying to like, when I'm dead and gone, please have some common sense. I thought the spread of information on the internet would make people smarter, but I know it made them dumb asses. I don't know what the fuck happened. It's hard to question things and to make sense of stuff, so simple answers are just easier to digest. The problem, yeah, the problem. We're definitely in a period where there's like a lot of siloing of. It's very. We're turning into a very tribal like path right now, and authoritarian. These are not good things. And it's making some people smarter, yeah. But it's yeah, I think the flat earth stuff, I mean, I remember my friend in high school was trying to tell me the moon landings were fake, and I was like, dude, what are you talking about? And he's like, well, how did they even film it? Like, how did they show him coming out of the, like, if he's the first steps on the moon, like, how did they have the camera set up? And I'm like, dude, the lander is so fucking big. The camera was on one of the legs. Like, it's fucking huge. It came down. It was like, what are you talking about, man? He's like, well, the shadows are wrong. I'm like, oh my God, dude. There's like... It's crazy because, like, we landed on the goddamn moon. How many times was it? Let's see, not counting 13. So 11, 12, 14, 15. Was it 15? It was at least 4 times we put human beings on the fucking moon. And now we can't even land unmanned vehicles on the moon successfully. What is happening? Like, what the fuck is happening to us? Like, and then like, what is it? Like the stealth bomber. We don't even, like, we can't fix it because we don't know how we made it. Like, we have forgotten how to do this shit. It's really weird. I read some article, Lorraine, I don't even know who that is. I know she's got a face. She has a face. Is saying the moon landing is fake. Well, fuck. It's also been verified by 5 different nations. And you can point a goddamn laser on a mirror that we put on the fucking moon. It's not like there just happened to be a really shiny spot that we just figured out, like, if you point a laser at it, it'll bounce back. I don't know. Yeah, the flat earth thing is it is an exploitation, and I don't think it's intentional, but it is a thing about, it actually shows people being scientific but being incredibly misled and unknowledgeable about the scientific method. And it actually shows how some people, and this happens in the science community whenever there's something new that questions everything and is about to upend what was prior knowledge, is there is this, anytime, it's like this weird thing where if there's evidence against something, you just come up with a new reasoning to say why, well, that's why it's wrong. And so it's people practicing science in a weird way, but being incredibly dumb about it. Frozen, how's it going? Maybe the Earth is on a repeating plane? It's like an asteroid stage. How's it going, Frozen? We're just bemoaning the end of all we're nearing the end of we had a good run, guys. We had a good run. Ah, God. All good, mate. I'm awake and ready for a full game dev. Nice. You got the weekend in front of you. Very nice. I shaved my eyebrow on accident, guys. I was using the clippers and I was trying to tame the beasts up here, and I accidentally, you slide it to the right and it's super wide and open, and you slide it to the left and it's super low. And I slid it to the left and I just went wah. I was like, ah! I don't think it's the end. Maybe naively optimistic. Yeah, well, I don't think so either, and I am also like a kind of an eternal optimist. But I do see things like, I have this like opinion about, especially like doctors right now. Doctors are like, you're fine. You're fine. And it's like somebody who's tremendously overweight. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, why aren't you telling me that I need to lose weight? Why aren't you telling me, like, what is wrong with you? Like, you of all people should be the one confronting me with information that I don't want to hear. I go to get a checkup and they're like, nah. And I'm like, you're not going to do any blood work or anything? Like, put your finger up my ass. I want to make sure everything's okay. Nah, you're fine. It's like, what the fuck? No. My wife's away for the weekend, so no excuses. Nice. America's just ahead of the curve, guys. We're always ahead of the curve. Whatever's happening here, it's going to happen everywhere else. That's what's so fucking scary about it all. This is not a good thing. I see the, it is weird to have people people in Europe talking about like local, like, who's bringing up Lorraine Bobbitt, for instance, or whatever her name is. Lorraine, isn't that the lady that chopped the guy's penis off? What's her name? I just find it weird that like our politics are so infecting the rest of the world. That to me is just bizarre. Lorraine Bobbitt did that, yeah. Okay. What's the other one? Who's the one with the face? Lauren Boebert. Okay. Is it Bobart? How do you say it? She's a congressperson from Colorado. Okay. Redneck congressperson. Okay. Okay. Well, good for her. Good for you. So we're going to look it up. And then we have progress current resource. So I'm kind of just stealing some. We're taking it a little chill today, guys. We're taking a little chill. So we'll do an early return to kind of reduce our nesting. If not loading, return. So we don't need to.
Please sit down and have fun. Just sit down and have fun, damn it.
Sorry for the jump scare, guys. Brosferatu, thank you for the follow. That's a good one. That spelling is in the neighborhood. There's a hilarious series of 911 calls of her neighbors calling about her kids going around causing trouble. Is it Brosferatu? Brosferatu. There we go. Brosferatu. God. We need more bros. My last name is Bros, so you were right. Oh, nice. My wife's away for the weekend, so no excuses. Nice. I would show you. I think my game is working right now. Frozen. Let me see. Blah, 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 blah. String for variable type int. So this is values. This is values. Yeah. So I've broken everything right now. Let me go over to the game scene and we'll see if we can just run it there. Well, let me just run the game scene. I think everything's going to be broken right now. Yep. Okay. We're gonna wait. We're gonna wait. Everything's broken right now. Frozen. But what we've got, I'll tell you what we've got. We've got... we can throw beer cans in the game. I can show you a clip of that. Let me show you a clip of that. Here's what it looks like. Whoops, we don't want to... there's a secret thing we don't want to reveal. So here's what the beer can throwing looks like. Looks like we got it. So hell yeah, there goes our beer cans. Woo! Woo! All right, let's see if we can actually. No. We can stop talking. I don't want to hear me. Thank you. So yeah, we can toss beer cans around. So that's coming together. That's all coming up Millhouse. And then the other thing that we have, oh, here we go. Okay, we'll just pretend like everything's working. So we've got a new water shader going, and you can't see it right now because I've been messing around with the values too much. But the height of the inner tube matches the wave distribution, so the it's bouncing on the waves basically. My current progress is on the link I sent to you yesterday. Nice. I'm eating sardines and crackers. There you go. But yeah, so we have this, and then we can still kind of drive around. There's a little bit of issue with our forward momentum right now that I need to fix. But we can drive around. We can pick up beer cans. We can throw the beer cans. But I'm in the middle of getting a bunch of stuff loading for the just to clean up the project in terms of like because it's going to be a web build and all that stuff. But let me check out what you got going on here. Water and the ships. Yeah, we're gonna have I'm working on. So we're going to have a million different types of ships. We've got a huge list of ships that we're going to use, or that we can have. So I'm getting a vessel system going where, because it needs to we need it to be able to go around, and I think I need to be able to give it paths. I don't know. What was the other thing that I did? I don't know. There's something else I worked on too. But right now we're just getting like the load screen going. Yeah, the plan is to be in an inner tube. So the vessels are going to be like kind of not really bosses, but like bigger things. There'll be like guys shooting at you from them and stuff like that. So like you can throw beer cans at the people and stuff. And the smaller ones you would be able to like destroy maybe. Let me find Frozen's link. Here we go. So this is what we're both in the same jam game. I need to put it in my title actually. Wow, this is looking amazing. Is this all your artwork? It's great. I'm gonna see if I can. Oops. Bleep. Nice work. I don't have the score in yet. We got to get the score in. We need to be able to have those loops in first before we can do the score. But yeah, so I'm working on the load stuff right now. So I've broken everything because we're gonna load up our scene structure and stuff like that, and then put it all in. So I'm just getting that going, and I actually need to make sure that our default scene. So run main, okay. Try to run the game, see what happens right now. Okay, so we're just on the load screen. And we are going to go back to stealing some of our old code. So in this, we keep checking the load status of everything, and once we have once everything is fully loaded, then we go ahead and we wait for a frame just so the progress bar updates on the scene. And then okay, so we need the progress bar values, all that stuff we need to be able to talk to. So let's go back over here, and we're gonna say I'm working on the scoring in the high score table today. Nice. I'm gonna try my best here, Frozen. I need to get to a playable state, and then iterate on top of it. I need to be where you're at, really. But I've got to get it so I can build stages and stuff. I'm gonna use here's the stuff the other stuff that I'm gonna use. So let me show you the. So we got these pirate ships and all this stuff, and then we're gonna be using these assets as well. So there's like so we've got like beach balls and stuff. So I figured that's probably useful for something. And then we have like so there's these bombs, so we could have guys throwing bombs at us. We could have where is it? We have these gates So you can get points by like going through them, right? So like kind of a luge thing. So we'll have currents. So next thing I need to work on is using the shader value of the area for the water flow. We can create a current. So I want to get that going too. So there'll be a current that you kind of have to work against maybe sometimes, or it's pushing you forward and you're going like way faster. And then, yeah, we've got just different, these different, like, this is all from, these are power-up blocks. We're not going to use those. We have these, like, rings. That's not really useful for us. There's a slingshot that we might actually use for how we're throwing the beers. And then we have these, like, obstacle things that we can have. I figure something like this will be fun in the water to, like, knock you around and whatnot. Then we have these targets here, so maybe you get points for hitting targets. We could have floating targets. So maybe I just work on getting those kinds of systems in first, and not the ship stuff. But I'm already sort of cooking on getting the ship things going. So I figured just having ships floating in water and bad guys on the ships that are throwing shit at you is pretty good. So you got to have some sort of antithetical thing that it's like, oh no, like I got to avoid all this stuff and try and get points or whatever. Yeah, there's some pretty cool stuff in here. And the only other thing I really need, I guess we can just have infinity for our water. But what I really want is that it's more like you're going through a ride at like Universal or Disneyland or whatever, like water, like some sort of like Pirates of the Caribbean or the Caribbean, but something like that where you're like, it's more like a theme park ride thing that you're participating in. So not necessarily that it's on rails, but it has a linear progress to it. But again, this is all like wishful thinking. We're in the middle of a jam game, right? So these slopes too, this might work for ramps of like, oh, you know, you can go off this ramp and jump over stuff, like have it give you a boost or something. I don't know. Anyways, we got to go back to what we're doing here. Okay, so we're going to steal this code here. So basically this checks to see if everything is done loading. And if everything is done loading, then we start to instantiate. Now this is the only thing that I know that we could also thread that we're not threading. So for a game that has an even longer load screen, which I don't think we're going to have to worry about for this, but you could break this out and thread so you thread the load process and you thread the creation of the elements that have been loaded in, the resources that you've pulled in and you've loaded, you can then thread the like getting them going thing, right? And then like it's really fast. But this is actually this is for the Hexagon game, and this is damn fast right now. Look at that. Booyah. So that's the entire game is created right here on this load screen, and it's ready to go. So this works really well. I mean, it's extremely fast. And then all of the hexagons in this are pooled. So we're not actually, like, when they change colors and everything, we're just taking the existing one and changing it. Anyways. So that's the code that I'm kind of stealing all this from. Gonna lurk for a bit. All right, Frozen, see ya. And so we say loan instantiation status lookup. And we're going to steal the same kind of idea here. And we're going to use vessel pack scenes pool, and we have load pack scene group. And we're going to say we're going to have this as the status. Scene instantiation status. So that's coming from loading instantiating finished or error. And I guess for our sakes, and we could just say status. Load status lookup. And then we're going to say, right now we only have vessels. Why don't we just call it group? Okay. Man, we're cooking. There's a lot of changes happening here. All right, so okay. Load status lookup, vessel type, blah, 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 blah. So I still don't know quite how the game structure is going to be. We're getting there, though. Because I would like to be able to create these, like, little, like, stages and then kind of glue them together. And if we use sightlines properly, we can, for instance, when... like if we go through a cave network to get to another one, right? Then on the other side, we just need a wall tall enough so that if we turn around and look behind us, we wouldn't have been able to see on the other side anymore anyways. And we can just nuke the prior scene of like, oh, okay, there's no way you can go back. Okay. So we're just going to let that go. And now here we are in this new area, and all we can see is like these things in this path or whatever. So that's how I'm imagining this being set up. Whether or not I can do that is a whole nother question, but that's what we're gonna shoot for this. And by the way, I'm just gonna run onto my itch here, and I joined the thing. I don't know how to see the jam that I've joined. Anyone know? Can you just go to jams and see it here? Host a jam. Is this the one I've joined? Summer Game Forge. No. This is not the one I've joined. It's Summer something. Your jams. Jams joined. 30 days of summer. Here we go. So let's update the 30 days. Yeah, looks like we found it. So we got 25 days left on this. I'm feeling okay. I don't necessarily need to do this, but I'm just a fan of loading things in this way, and because I'm gonna make it web playable and all that stuff, I feel like it's just important to think about these things and try and do this in a way where, well, I don't know why it's zooming in when I'm scrolling instead of scrolling up and down. Does anyone know why that would happen? Now it's not doing it. Okay. But it's doing it here. No, it's not anymore. Okay. That was weird. Okay. So here we're going through status lookup. We don't need to load. We don't have to repeat ourselves. We don't have to repeat ourselves. Progress, right? We don't have to call it loading progress because we're in a class name called load. So like even loading is kind of ridiculous. So it could be load active or running. So if the load is running, if the load is not running, we return true. Or we don't return true, we break out of the loop. So then here we say load status lookup, and this is going to give us a key of load group. We don't need to be redundant in here though. Load status load group load running loading equals false. Right. So we set the load. The load is not running here. We loop through and we check all the statuses. If any of them are not finished, then we say we're still loading. Okay. So load status lookup, and we're going to look up by group. And if it's status, load status finished. So if one of them doesn't equal finished, then we're still loading. And we break out of this for loop. And if we're doing that, let's go back to our other code here. We break the for loop. Then the next loop says if we're not, okay. And we're saying running now. So if the load is not running, then we're past that. Wait a second. And then they're instantiating. Okay, so this is where they instantiate everything. Right. But in our case, so what happens to finished on the other code? Because we're looking at pack scene instantiate. So this is an instantiation. This is building the scenes out. Scene instantiation status. Yeah, that's just some bad naming on my part on that one. We're doing the vessels. Yeah, this was something weird, right? A one element array result. Why not just return a float? This is so weird, this thing. That's right. God. I was like, why is it like that? And now I'm seeing it. Okay. I'm gonna go grab a drink. I'm gonna grab some tea. I'll be right back. Put on some music for you boys. Let's see here. Bug. Gosh, all the music on YouTube is getting infected with AI stuff. No. No, that's junk. There we go. I'll be back. All right, we're back. Okay, so we go through and we're getting the thread load status of every single ship scene, every single vessel scene, basically. And if any of them do not equal loaded, we set this variable here to false, which in this case is actually going to be this load status lookup by group. And so we'll say loading. Okay. Awesome. So that's how quickly it takes us to reach that point. And let's just print loading. Check loading. So how many times do we do this? Okay. Sweet. That looks like our number of ships, which is... Well, I mean, we're check loading a number of times. But if we say loading... $42. Is it really that many ships? No way. Really? We started at line 15. 40. No. Should be 30 something. 38. Are these lines counting here though? If we subtract these 3 lines, we have 39. So, what if we don't print? Three. Okay. All right. Well, sweet. Okay. So, yeah, it looks like we're loading the vessels, and okay. So, what does that mean for later parts of our game? For later parts of our game, we need to use resource loader. We need to get the threaded resource, right? So after this, we're going to so once we've loaded So now we need to make a lookup of pack scenes. For each vessel. And I guess we can instantiate, we can build this out in a loop, so I don't have to pre-cook this. Mungalo, how's it going? Oh my god, it's 3 o'clock. Should I go to sleep? Bagel nights are rough. Wife's cooking bagels. Hard to go to sleep to an empty bed, you know? How about we just finish doing this? Okay, we'll just finish doing this, and then we'll go on from there. And I gotta go to sleep. So there's instantiating, but there's also like there's loading, but then there's also I mean, this takes a split second. It's not even worth breaking it out into its own group, really. Because once it's done, we build it out. So we're going to skip straight over to finished for this particular one. So... Okay, and if we equal finished, then we're gonna for loop each vessel type, and then for each vessel type, we're gonna get the resource that we've loaded. And we're getting a pack scene, but we're actually going to store it in load scene lookup vessel type pack scene, and this is load. not main. Okay. So now we have a pack scene lookup of the vessel type. And now if we hit our breakpoint there. Problem is we can't... God, you can't check static variables in the Godot stack trace. Like, they just don't show up. They're invisible. So I don't actually know what this looks like. This particular thing here. So, can I print? What does it look like if we print it out? Yeah, there's a bunch of pack scenes, baby. So it looks like we're good. So those are all our vessels ready to be used however we see fit. This is all working fine. And just to hack this together, that's what you want to hear from somebody making a video game. We're gonna preload. We're gonna cheat for now to get us back to playable. Back to playable. And we are going to preload the game scene. And then at the end of all this, okay, so we're totally cheating here. So once load is not running, because we're only gonna hit this once. This event here. This will never happen again. Because yeah. Okay, so add child game scene. Oh, we have to instantiate. Okay. Okay, so then a bunch of stuff. Chicken. Chicken. All right, so we're back to playable. There's a little bit of a load bar in our way. Just gonna have to ignore that for now. But we're back to playable. Back to playable. Look at our little guy. We're not transparent in the water just yet, but we will be, and that'll look better. And then we'll have some. Hopefully, we can get some foam going when we go underwater. A little bit. Hopefully, we don't go underwater, but there's a lot of tweaking to the physics that we have to do. But every single vessel is loaded in and ready to go when we run the game now. And yeah, it's pretty fast. All right, let's commit what we've done. Quite a big restructuring here. Big gains. Water player controller using water levels. Loading vessels. Load screen. Okay. Well, thanks everybody for hanging out. It's a little late for me. 3 o'clock. Much love to everybody out there. I hope you're having a good morning. I believe a lot of you are waking up as I am going to attempt to go to sleep. We'll see how that goes. We've got 8 of you in Twitch land. We are indeed waking up. Excellent, excellent. Welcome to the morning. The sun is rising. There's Mr. D-Boy. We could raid Mr. D-Boy again. Maybe we should try and find a new Gadoot. A new Gadooter. Gotta water the community. Gotta water the community. Middle of the night raid. Someone we'll probably never see again. Oh. We got... Looks like a German speaker. Fellow Gadooter. No, maybe not. Crickets blindly. Wait. Yeah, we'll do Mr. D-Boy. Oh, you want to send me? Go ahead and throw me one my way, Deborah. D-Boy works for you? Alright, we'll do that. Raid Mr. D-Boy. Alright. Yeah, I was talking to Mr. D-Boy the other... last night, I think. And hopefully I gave him some good advice and I haven't led him astray. We'll see. Alright guys, stay safe, much love. I will see you guys Monday, probably not tomorrow though, but maybe Sunday. So, bye!